On this episode of UTR, it's another one of our patented road trip adventures, only this time we wind our way west on US Route 12. We'll start off with dueling dogs, find out what unicorns eat, and meet a mural man. Then we ride a classic railroad, shoot an arrow straight and true, and see who's crafting potent potables for you. Get ready to explore the cool people, places, and things that make US 12 worth wandering.
14 clubs. That's what they tell us a legal golf bag can hold. And while that leaves a little room for balls and tees, it doesn't leave room for much else. There's no room left for deadlines or conference calls, not a single pocket to hold the stress of the day or the to-do list of tomorrow. Only 14 clubs. Pick out the right one and drive it right down the middle of pure Michigan. Your golf trip begins at Michigan.org.
A visit to the Stahl's Auto Collection will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. A fantastic assortment of gas pumps, neon signs, and automated music machines dating back 150 years that must be seen and heard. Info at stahlsauto.com.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. And the more I explore, the more I realize it's the place to be. I'm Tom Dalton, and this is Under the Radar, Michigan. Now, our US 12 road trip adventure begins right here at Campus Martius Park, downtown Detroit. Only down here it's called Michigan Avenue, and the road heads west here all the way to the Pacific Ocean. But since my name is not Lewis or Clark, I don't think we'll be going that far.
Well, you heard right. US Route 12 is a 2,500-mile-long US highway that runs from the Motor City, across the Great Plains, over the rugged Rockies, and ends up in, of all places, Aberdeen, Washington. But let's face it, there's only one great state that concerns us, so let's get back to business. Well, as you might expect with UTR's legendary and almost endless appetite, we literally made it only about 300 feet west on Michigan Avenue before we stopped at connected yet separate iconic eateries who've been slugging it out for supremacy for over a century.
Yep, our first stop is the tale of two Coney Islands, Lafayette and American. Now, they both think they were first, and they both think they're best. What do I think? Well, I think I'm gonna go eat a couple of Coneys. Yum.
For as long as anyone around here can remember, Lafayette Coney Island has been an icon that serves up Detroit-style Coneys. The place is raw, real, and full of character and characters. But what makes these supposedly the best? Let's find out.
How long have you been making Coneys?
40 years.
40 years?
40 years working here, yeah.
Wow.
Serving Coneys.
That's back when I had a full head of hair.
Yeah, me too, same thing.
What's the secret of a good Coney?
The chili sauce. The chili sauce, we got Lafayette homemade chili. Lafayette homemade chili. I've been making that for 40 years too also.
Oh my, well, you do something for 40 years, you get good at it.
Oh yeah, it better be good.
Now, in the olden days, if you asked for ketchup, they'd give you a little bit of a hard time. I remember that.
Yeah.
Does that still happen, or?
Still happen to some people, we say no ketchup, but not in the Coneys. No, we got the fries, we put it in the fries.
Oh, it's for your fries, not a Coney.
Not in the Coneys, not in the Coneys. But people, they still do it, but you're not supposed to put it in the Coneys.
You guys are right next to American Coney Island.
Yeah.
Who was here first? Were you guys here first, and who's the best?
We are first and we are the best.
You are the
since 1914, yeah.
So since 1914.
Yes.
So you were first, and you guys are the best.
Yeah, the best.
Okay. Because the truth be told, I've had your Coneys before, but I'm going to try one. What kind of hot dog is this?
Dearborn sausage.
Oh, Dearborn. I eat it with a fork because of my mustache.
Yeah. Just try it.
Dearborn sausage, and your buns are so soft, and the onions. Thank you, Coney.
Thank you. Thank you for choosing Lafayette.
Well, that was both interesting and, I'll admit, tasty. Now it's time to quietly and carefully head next door to another icon, American Coney Island, for a bit of a rebuttal on a bun.
I have to tell you,
Yes.
the atmosphere in here is.
Isn't it cool?
Oh my gosh! When you first walk in, you don't realize how big it is, and then you walk to the end. That I want to own that table at the end.
That's the best table in the house.
Oh my gosh! With a panoramic view of the city, it's amazing.
Yeah, isn't it beautiful?
Now I was next door, and I have to tell you that they claim that they are the best.
Yeah, of course.
And that they were here first.
Oh well, yeah, they've been doing that for years. But I mean,
But you guys.
anyone can print a piece of paper and say I started in 1924. Just
Right.
Google it.
Right. But you guys have been here. You guys were the
1970. Yes. My grandpa invented the Coney. That's him right there.
Yeah, I was going to say Coney Island is out east, but this is.
No, out east of Coney Island is an amusement park that sells hot dogs.
Oh, okay. But this is a.
In Detroit, it's an actual food. It's a thing.
Gotcha.
Here, it's this: chili, mustard, onions.
Which, by the way, all 17 of the food groups are right here.
Yeah, you know everything. Yeah, exactly.
So, what's the secret to a great Coney?
So the hot dog's proprietary recipe made for us by Dearborn Sausage.
Okay.
The chili is our own chili company. We have our own factory. We make it specifically for us.
Right. Yep.
And then a tangy mustard. And that's what makes this combination great. When you bite into it, it's the natural casing.
Right.
90% beef, 10% pork with a lambskin casing.
And you won't yell at me if I put some ketchup on it?
That is not good.
Darn it!
The ketchup is for the fries.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I mean, if you really want to, that's fine, but not recommended.
Right.
So.
By true Coney aficionado. Darn it!
And you're not supposed to use your fork and knife, but hey, you should lift it up and eat it. And according to what my brother says, the more napkins you use shows you how better the Coney's gonna be.
Right. Speaking of food, excuse me, I'm.
No, yes, you have to finish. Don't let it get cold. But we get you another one if it does. How many napkins are you using? Don't be scared to use some napkins.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you heard it from both sides. They were both first, and they're both the best. But if you don't know who to believe you me, both Lafayette and American serve up a great Coney. So try one of each and make up your own mind. It's a fun and filling way to discover a true Detroit classic. And if you'll excuse me, I think I need another napkin. So with a couple of Tums tucked under our tongues, we continued our road trip adventure west on US 12, when suddenly, somewhere near Ypsilanti, we heard the call of a magical, mystical, storied steed.
Now, remember when unicorns roamed the earth free and unencumbered and left magic dust everywhere? I think I still have some on my shoes. Well, now thanks to a magical person and a really cool place, they're back. But what the heck do you feed them?
Well, that's an easy fix, because at Unicorn Feed and Supply in Ypsilanti, you can get all of your unicorn needs, and then some. Jen Eastridge had a dream, woke up, threw glitter all over it, and voila, she's turning heads, creating smiles, and feeding unicorns across the country.
I don't even know where to begin with this place. First of all, I dare anybody to walk in here and not smile. What an amazing collection of wonderful.
Thank you.
And I have to ask, what's your friend's name here?
Our unicorn is Reginald Peppercorn, but we call him Reggie for short.
Right.
Named by the community.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody voted, got to submit names, we narrowed it down, so this is Reg.
What inspired you? Did somebody sneak like magic dust in your coffee one morning? What inspired this store?
That would be a good story, but in all honesty, what inspired this store was my childhood sticker album. And I was just talking with friends at their kitchen table one day and mentioned my sticker album.
They're the ones that put the magic dust in your coffee.
Yes,
I'm
that's
sure.
exactly. And they just said, why the sticker collection? And it was that fast of an answer, and it was because it feeds my happy place. And that's when it was an epiphany, and it was like, that is what I have to do. I want a store that focuses on sparking joy.
Yeah, well, I mean, this totally is a happy place. No matter what you're into, you walk in here, and it's eye candy times 12. I mean, it's just, yeah, it really is. And not only can you get stuff for your unicorn,
Right.
I'm assuming they eat unicorn.
Well, you know, feeding your unicorn is feeding your happy place.
Right, okay.
So, you know, we have lots of unicorn feed here.
Yeah. Well, plus you have all kinds of happy stuff. I mean, you've got happy
Yes.
socks. You've got happy clocks.
Yes.
I mean, I sound like Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, exactly.
But you do. I mean, just for people who aren't here right now like us, just explain the depth and breadth of what you have here.
So yes, it's things that somebody can find to spark joy or to bring a smile to their face. That's really our goal, is that everyone leaves happier than they were when they walked in, for whatever reason, and that they know that we're here for them. So any guest that comes in is truly welcome to be exactly who they are in that moment, and they are welcomed. And we have everything from beautiful plush to wonderful selection of cards. We have an awesome pride section, but we have a fairy garden section and puzzles and a pet section because four-legged friends are dear to my heart too. And of course we have stickers because that is what started it. And so, so lots of things to bring joy.
Well, if you've ever wondered what's at the end of the rainbow, we found all of it at the Unicorn Feed and Supply Store in Ypsilanti. It's literally a unicornucopia of fun and creative things that you can take home, even if you don't have a unicorn. Heck, I even found some cool stuff for my pet rock. His name's Steve. Bonus.
Now, the guy you're about to meet has a heart as big as his art, and he's helping to make Ypsilanti, and the whole world for that matter, a much better place.
Curtis Wallace is an artist, a teacher, a philosopher, a yoga master, and dare I say, a downright cosmic soul. He invented Be Creative Studio, where he uses his artistic gifts and wisdom to help people of all ages learn how to let go of their doubts, explore their talents, and lean into their own creativity. I caught up with Curtis at the corner of Washington and Michigan Avenue in downtown Ypsilanti, where he and some very special kids created a mammoth and moving masterpiece.
Curtis, the more I read about you, the more I respect you, because you're a Renaissance man. I mean, you're a teacher in the regular school system, right?
Used to be.
Used to be.
And I created this studio to sort of pollinate other creative minds. That's what this is really all about.
Yeah. And speaking of kids, we're standing in front of something that you created with some kids.
Yes. Well, this is created in collaboration with Educate Youth and the students of Educate Youth. And so I wanted to really play on that concept of us having this community, this hive of these happy kids, girls, that represent just a small piece of the rainbow. The hope is to create this big hive of these creative minds.
Well, that's what I love about what you're doing, is you're creating a safe space for people to be creative, to think, to learn. We need more Curtises.
Man, we're starting to see these children who, at least for me, who did not have a creative outlet, who didn't even like it.
Yeah.
You know, evidence for me that love it. And for me, I just need one bee, because I know that person can inspire so many people. And, you know, I'm trying to just be that person I wish I could have had.
Yeah.
And so it gives me hope. And I always talk about it. Like, that is what keeps me going, this sense of hope.
And I love what you tell your students. It's be creative.
I tell them to be safe, to be kind, and to be creative. Yeah.
If you'd like to know more about Curtis Wallace and his quest to make all of us more creative, go to thebecreativestudio.com. And if you'd like to know more about the exceptional students who helped create this incredible mural, go to educateyouthipsy.org. You will be amazed and inspired. Well, after a quick stop to vacuum the fairy dust out of our car, we once again headed west on US 12 to explore more Michigan. And this time we decided to put some miles behind us, so we forged ahead for about an hour and a half until we found something really cool in Coldwater.
All aboard! I've always wanted to do that. Sorry, I'll get in my seat.
Yep, we're going on a train ride, but not just any train. This is the Little River Railroad, where you can take a ride on a real 100-and-something-year-old steam-powered locomotive. It's also a fun and fascinating way to learn a little bit of history. So before we safely stow our stuff, I thought I'd better check in with Travis Bloom.
I gotta tell you, Travis, every time I'm around a locomotive like this, I feel like a little kid. But these things are serious business to keep running, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, constant work.
Well, what's the history? What's so special about this particular locomotive?
This one's a stock engine, if you will. So you could order this from the manufacturer. It was like going to a dealer lot and picking out what you wanted. The one on 1908 actually.
Oh, 1908.
Yeah, 1908. The one on the other end is the special one. That was built one of a kind in 1911.
Yeah.
For the railroad, Little River Railroad, which is where we get our name from.
Gotcha.
The original Little River Railroad in Townsend, Tennessee. Is where it was built for, 1911, ran there until 1940.
It was a logging train?
It was a logging engine. Yeah, they went up in what is now the Smoky Mountain National Park. It hauled mainly passengers because they did a lot of tourist stuff down there. Even way back then, tourism was a big thing.
Yeah.
But it would help do logging and stuff like that. Then after the park was formed, the logging business went away and it was sold to the Smoky Mountain Railroad in Knoxville and Sevierville, Tennessee, which is where it ran until we got it in '72. And it's been running for us since '75.
So it's been here since 1975 doing these trips?
It's been running with the current Little River Railroad since 1975.
This is such an iconic experience when you pull up in the old train station, which is, you guys are restored to mint condition. It's beautiful. And to bring your family here and ride on this train, I mean, it's like, it's a piece of American history.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But this has got to be rewarding for you, I mean, because you're helping keep a piece of history alive.
Yeah.
You're bringing it to generation after generation. So what's that mean to you? I mean,
it's worth it to see the smiles.
I'm still amazed by this because back in the original one was built when?
1911, and this was 1908.
1908, yeah, and this was state of the art back then.
Right.
You know
what you did, yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that it's still working thanks to guys like you. So, well, we're gonna ride your train today.
Good.
I'll be good, I promise.
All
There's
right.
no bar car, right?
No, I'm afraid not. Not on this one.
Good, then I'll be okay.
The day we rode the rails, it was pretty close to Christmas, so all the kids on board got to hobnob with the jolly gent himself, Santa Claus. I don't think I've ever seen so many smiles. There's something so awesome and, dare I say, romantic about train travel. It's big, loud, powerful, and somehow makes you feel more connected to the land. It also gives you a new appreciation for the fired-up folks who work so hard to keep these monsters mobile. If you're looking for a fun family outing, get out of your car and onto the Little River Railroad's Big Number 10. We had so much fun, you might still find us there. Well, after our railroad trip adventure, it was time to resume our regular road trip adventure, so we once again headed west on US 12. Now this time we only drove about a half hour when we rolled into the town of Sturgis. It's there where we found Sir Robin Hood, or should I say Sir Tommen Hood, practicing his archery in yon forest.
I shot an arrow into the air. It fell to earth, I know not where.
Hey, that's my car!
Oh boy.
Larry Murray and his wife Janice own and operate Lost Nation Archery, a place steeped in the traditions of this ancient art. It's old school archery, and since I'm old and I need to be schooled, I found the perfect place.
First of all, Larry, I got to tell you, I love the name Lost Nation Archery. I mean, where did that come from?
Well, actually, it dates back to Ray. Predecessor.
Ray Nation?
No, Ray Grenier. He had shot his first bear at the Lost Nation, whatever place in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
He said, if I ever go into business, I got to name it Lost Nation. So he started an archery shop called Lost Nation. I took over, and I kept the name even though we're not in New Hampshire anymore. But because Lost Nation Archery is about creating memories.
Yeah.
And the Lost Nation name was memories for him, and we create memories still today.
And I also love the fact that you are in your house, your shop is you've reconditioned your garage, but you have customers all over the world.
Yes, we do. It took a few years, but we developed a reputation for our expertise.
Janice, your wife, even you guys make your own arrows, correct?
That's true. That's true. Arrows can be made out of wood, carbon, aluminum, and even some other things like bamboo. And I've seen people that made them out of weeds. There's also competitions that require you to shoot wood arrows. Just sent 2 dozen out to somebody that shoots competition in Florida, and he was told that our arrows are the best, so he needed a dozen for him, dozen for his wife, so they could shoot Lost Nation arrows.
Well, do you feel brave enough to let me do a little target practice with you?
I think we can do it, Tom.
And I promise you will not be the target.
Okay.
As far as you know.
So with our conversation complete, it was time for Larry to demonstrate his inner archer and for me to, well, give it the old UTR try.
Okay, so
Okay, grab an arrow
I grab an arrow.
and put it on there with the odd colored feather up,
Odd colored feather up. Okay.
and then put it right underneath that brass point.
Underneath the brass point.
Okay.
I got it.
Now you got the odd colored feather pointing down, so
Okay.
let's try it again.
Oh, okay.
See, the blue one should be up.
Well, but when I put the thing,
And put, okay, away from the riser is what I mean by up.
oh, okay. I see what you mean. Up this way.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
okay.
Okay. Now,
Now, 3
I don't put
fingers-
my finger there, do I? Just.
I'd rather you didn't.
Okay.
Okay, 1 over and 2 underneath there.
Okay. And
Pull it through to where it touches the corner of your mouth.
Now, am I shooting at the mountain lion, the turkey, the target, or the alligator?
We'll see where your arrow goes.
Right. Okay. Here we go. So I pull back.
Yeah,
so I
pull it
touch
to the
my
corner of your
mouth.
mouth. Aim a little lower than you think you should, and let her go.
Oh, at least I hit the.
Hey,
I hit
we did not lose the arrow.
Dang.
That's good.
Yeah, because you can make more. Awesome, may I? Okay, I can't believe I actually got it on the red part.
Hey!
I got it both. How often do you think that's gonna happen? You
It's not
rock.
film.
This is great. This is awesome. I'm gonna take this up as like a hobby.
I'll let you.
I collect wine and do this, but I won't do them together.
Okay, that's what I would recommend.
I'm telling you, I had so much fun learning how to longbow, I decided to go ahead and buy one for myself. Of course, Larry recommended that I start with a bow that matched my actual skill level. This is gonna be fun. I had the kind of day that I absolutely love. I learned something and no one got hurt. Bonus. And I broadened my scope of experiences because they say that the older you get, the more often you should do something for the very first time. Now, for the last stop on our US 12 road trip adventure, we pushed westward to the town of Niles, where, if you remember, we featured Benny's Sweet Shop in our holiday special.
Well, this time it's not the holiday spirits that brought us to town, it's the adult kind.
So we pulled into Iron Shoe Distillery, a family-owned distillery and restaurant that's getting rave reviews. And Howard and Laura Tuthill are the proud, potent, potable preparing proprietors who are about to show me my new happy place.
I'll be completely honest with you guys. The only reason we're here is because I saw the picture of your burger on your website.
All right.
Who took that picture and who makes the burger?
I take the pictures, I don't make the burgers.
Oh yeah, you even did the pictures.
I did the pictures
wall.
on the wall too, yeah.
I mean, it's when you look at a picture of a hamburger and it can get you to drive across the state of Michigan, that must be a good burger.
That's what we're hoping, so.
Well, you don't know yet?
I meant that. No, that's the picture, that people will look at the picture and the picture will entice them to come and try.
Everybody in Niles must be just thrilled that you're here.
We were very well received. It was really nice. So Niles has embraced us. They're excited, and we're happy to be here.
Now, Laura, it's like sometimes when couples own a place, somebody's front of the house and somebody's back of the house. But you're kind of like the food guru. And Howard, you're like the super distill. That's your superpower is distilling, right?
Sometimes, yep, yeah. But back in Colorado, we were kind of at a point where looking to start something, and obviously really enamored with the industry, and craft distilling was in its infancy, so read a lot and figured it out from there.
Yeah, the research is fun too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah.
Who's in charge of the craft cocktails?
So that's kind of been a collaborative effort. And we have a couple staples. So the Sweet Jesus and the Hayride, those have been 2 cocktails that have been on our menu since we opened. Those are fan favorites. So those will probably live on the menu for quite a while.
Well, I plan on trying your burger and letting the good spirits in.
Oh,
Is that okay?
Exactly. Yes.
Cheers. That is good. Sweet Jesus, that's good.
Sweet Jesus.
That really is good. Oh my gosh.
Well, as you've come to expect from us, we ate, we drank, we laughed, and made a ton of new friends. What an exceptional way to wind up our US 12 road trip adventure, with a spirited evening full of fun and great food at Iron Shoe Distillery in Niles. So next time you want to have this much fun, do what we do on UTR. Pick a Michigan road and wander down it like Caine in Kung Fu. And last time I checked, Michigan has about 11 billion miles of pavement to peruse, so you should be good for a while.
Well, see you on down the road. Hey, by chance, would you guys be hungry?
Always.
Bonus.
14 clubs. That's what they tell us a legal golf bag can hold. And while that leaves a little room for balls and tees, it doesn't leave room for much else. There's no room left for deadlines or conference calls. Not a single pocket to hold the stress of the day or the to-do list of tomorrow. Only 14 clubs. Pick out the right one and drive it right down the middle of pure Michigan. Your golf trip begins at Michigan.org.
A visit to the Stalls Auto Collection will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. A fantastic assortment of gas pumps, neon signs, and automated music machines dating back 150 years that must be seen and heard. Info at stallsauto.com.